Hi, so we're back with a new video, and it's concerning when to let someone back into your life. Oftentimes we are kind-natured, and when we forgive, we want to let go. We want to forget and just allow the person back into our lives. And we in our minds, we're giving them grace. We're giving them a second chance. But some people take advantage of your forgiveness, and they take advantage of your grace, and they don't even see it that way. They just see it as them getting over. And so sometimes the Lord will have us separate from certain people for our own well-being, and to allow us to heal, and to have some hindsight in the situation and see the person for who they always were. Sometimes the Lord will just allow us to separate from the person for just a season, and other times it may be for a lifetime. And it is for our own well-being. But when it comes to allowing a person back into our lives, we must use true discernment. Yes, we have forgiven, and we have love in our heart for the person, and we don't want to see the person go. We don't want to let the person go, because we tend to want to see the best in people and ignore the worst in people. But there's times when the Lord will have us to use discernment as to when to allow someone back into our lives, and as to when He's saying for us to let them go for eternity. Some people are not worth coming back into our lives. They haven't earned the right to come back into our lives. And when it comes to allowing someone back into our lives, we must check with the Holy Spirit. When Joseph's brothers came to visit him in Egypt, and they came to buy food because of the famine, Joseph did not just readily let his brothers back into his good graces. Joseph used discernment, and he tested them. He tried them. He accused them of spying out the land. He put his money back into their sacks, which made them nervous, because now they don't want to be in trouble with the Pharaoh of that land, or the one who is second in command to the Pharaoh. So what Joseph did was he tested them to see where their heart really was before revealing himself to them, and before allowing them back into his life. And so what Joseph did was to make them come true with who they really were. He didn't just take their word for it. Oh, they say they're coming to buy food. He didn't just take their word for it. He made sure that they proved themselves to him what they were. They not just taking their word for it, but proved themselves to him. And so after so much pressure was placed on them, then they said amongst themselves in front of Joseph, hey, God must be punishing us for what we did to our younger brother. And when Joseph heard this, he put them to one more test, and asked them about their father and how many were in their family. So they ended up acknowledging that there was one brother who was left back, and that was Benjamin. And so Joseph demanded that in order for him to know that they're telling the truth, they need to bring Benjamin back when they come to buy more food. So they went back to their father and spoke to their father about this. And of course, he was upset and said, why would you even let this person know your family information? And they said, well, he asked us outright who is in our family. And so Jacob, he then allows the brothers to take Benjamin back with them. And when they return back to Joseph, then Joseph believed them and revealed himself to them that he indeed was their brother. They were all stunned, and they of course apologized, but they did not readily apologize to Joseph. It was when he tested them, he broke them down, he made them prove themselves that they came to apologize to Joseph. So when it comes to allowing people back into our lives, we really must prove them and what they're about, and use discernment and discretion when it comes to allowing that person back into, or those persons back into our lives. A lot of times we forgive and we just take them back without proving them, and without them even taking accountability for what they've done. And so that in turn causes them to feel like they can just keep on getting away with whatever they've been getting away with no accountability. And that is enabling them. So it's enabling them to keep on operating and never growing, never operating in the same way that they have been operating, and never growing, never developing, never evolving. So when it comes to allowing people back into our lives, we must use discretion. And so I pray that this helps someone, and be well.